Pro Season 4. Very exciting as we head over to Cafe for the first time this season. Let's see what the teams are going to pull out of the bag. Now tonight, I must remember, I've forgotten it every other game so far pretty much to load up the game bar at the top of the screen. So I will try to remember to do that. If I say it now, then I won't forget, right? Let me just fix my headset. Okay, done. All right, so Jackal is going to be the first operator banned. No big surprises. He's been banned a lot. That's Jackal out of play. Game audio seems a little bit quiet for some reason. Don't know why. Okay, Thatcher is going to be taken off the board by Dispatch. No big surprise. Very popular operator to get rid of. He's been banned every single game so far. Every single day. Every single day that we played, he has been banned. I'm concerned about the audio of the game. It doesn't sound particularly loud. We'll see what happens when we get in. We'll see what happens when it fully loads up. Mira gets taken out of play as well. Very common. Hasn't been banned quite as much this season. Last season, she was banned something like 41% of the time that we played games. She hasn't been banned quite so much this season so far. This is, I think, the second ban of her, and this is the first ban of Clash that we are seeing. We haven't seen Clash get banned this season whatsoever. This game sound. I don't know if it's just me. I'll find out when the game properly loads up, I guess, and I can hear all of the gunfire and stuff. All right, so we have Alpenfestung versus Dispatch. We can't fit Alpenfestung on the titles, so we've just got Alpenfest. Hopefully that's okay for them. Hopefully that's okay. Dispatch, I've barely managed to squeeze in there, as you can see. All right, so Bar and Cocktail is going to be the first site to get played. No big surprises, one of the most common sites for people to pick up and go to first. Let's see what new team to our leagues Alpenfestung is going to do here. As Zyko is going to 6-pick off a Bandit and bring Kaid, so swapping one electric operator for another, and that's an interesting choice for the top floor. Downstairs in the first floor, you kind of get it. Top floor, I'm not quite sure where he comes in useful. I mean, he's still good. With Thatcher out of play, it kind of makes sense, but we'll see. Right, this game audio does feel a little bit too quiet for some reason. Let me adjust the volume a bit, see if I can get this fixed up. What about if I had this in as well? No, that's just going to double up the sound. All right, we'll see how this goes for a bit. I've turned it up. Should be okay, hopefully. All right, let's take a look at the setup. We are going to get a pretty default setup with a shield here on Pixel, along with a couple of ADSs to protect that shield. With Mirror not in play, we're not going to get a mirror in the bathroom. It's just going to be Smoke sitting behind a shield with a reinforcement to the left and some holes. This is very common. And also it's become common to put a shield here behind the bar and have holes in the wall right here. But Alpenfestung are deciding to not go for that. Instead, they're just fully reinforcing that wall and putting all their eggs in the bathroom basket, or washrooms basket, as Goyo's going to sit behind a shield over here on Pixel. Foz playing here on the little balcony. He's going to be rappelling up, and he's good. Oh no, that is not what we need for the first game here from Alpenfestung. We get a team kill from Zyko. That's most unfortunate, and that's going to leave Alpenfestung in a 4 versus 5. Now, Schecter is going to claim a life, though. He's going to even out that man count by getting the pick onto the player that makes his way straight into sight through those holes in the floor. We do have Foz on site, though, very low in health, and he's going to get picked off by Zyko, who's going to spend all of his ammo and have to pull back as we see Blanco retreating as well. But Turken is going to take him down, leaving Avexi and Haya all on their own. Diffuser has been dropped in Cigar Shop. And I've been taken a little bit aback by the flurry of action here. Didn't know quite what's going on, as Tarkin claims another Haya is the last one left standing. And he is downstairs with no diffuser in a 1 versus 3. And this is not what a lot of people expected to happen in the game here. But there's still plenty of time for it to turn around for Dispatched. Of course, this is just one round of many. We've had a lot of close games this season so far. We've had 2 7-5s and an 8-6. So we're looking forward to seeing if this game can go the distance as well. But round number 1 isn't going to go the distance, as Turken is going to get that 3k, and he's going to get the pick there onto Hibana as she shows the top of her head, trying to crouch her way into sight. So a nice first round coming out there from Alpenfestung, despite the not so good starting. What's good guys Zek up to? Oh, PC. Yeah, it's tough. Reading room and fireplace is the next site to get played, not kitchen, which is what most people would expect. But instead, we're going to reading room and fireplace. Now, this isn't going to be realized by dispatch most likely because you'd bring sledge. You'd bring a little bit more soft destruction. You'd have a sledge and a buck. They are expecting a... Well, I say that, you know, but even for a kitchen take, you'd expect a sledge and a buck to go up onto the second floor, and they haven't bought it for that. So this is an interesting operator lineup coming out here from Dispatched, regardless of what site they think they're going to be attacking. I'm going to boost up the... let me just add some gain to... let me just add some gain to the game. Because it is quite quiet, it feels. Let's turn this up a little. There we go. All right. Okay, hopefully that's a little bit better. I can hear a lot better now, that's for sure. All right, so we are getting a top floor hold. As you would expect when you're defending a reading room and fireplace, you'd normally expect a few rotates here, but that's not being done by Alpenfestung. That's not being done here. Instead... Oh, wait a minute. I'm having a technical nightmare tonight. Instead, they've reinforced absolutely everything up here and put down a castle barricade, which you would expect a castle barricade on this door. These are some Season 2 type strats that we're seeing come out here. This is very standard stuff being brought to the table by Alpenfestung. I mean, it worked for them in the last round. Let's see if they can pull it off in this one as well. Foz repelling upside down there as the Nomad trying to get those picks. He's going to be going in behind that drone as he puts down the edge. You have to stop the flanks, but he is going to follow that drone in and start making his way through the building and heading up towards the site. And he is actually already in. He's got in really, really quickly and has complete site control, but he doesn't have diffuser. Diffuser is in the hands of Blanco, is right behind him, but Foz is just making his way in. And I think there's too much effort being placed upstairs here from Alpenfestung, and they don't realize that he's in. And sure enough, that first life is going to be claimed. Foz takes down Schecter and they have complete site control. Plant was started, but it gets stopped as Hayo picks off Turken. And Alpenfestung need to rotate their way back to site as Blanco is now completing that plant. But they're still upstairs for the most part, with Mad King downstairs making his way up towards Pillar to try to get this retake. Huggin takes down Foz as he starts to move forward, but Wally is going to get that trade. He's going to get the second, leaving Zyko all on his own in a 1 versus 4 now, and it's going to be very unlikely he's going to do a load of work here. He is going to take down one, but he's not going to get the second. Avex, he is going to get that refrag. And that means we see Dispatched evening things up. Not quite sure the teabags are necessary there after just winning a single round, but you know what these rank stars are like. Okay, kitchen service and cooking is going to be the site to get played this time. Now, in that last round, we saw there was just huge oversight on the part of Alpenfestung. They put a lot of eggs into the baskets upstairs and left their sites in the protection of basically one player. And, you know, Dispatch read into that and just said, hey, they're all upstairs. Let's just walk into site. So they did, and they got away with it. And Alpenfestung need to make sure they don't allow that to happen again. Let's see if they can turn that around this time as they go downstairs to a different site. Now, we would expect that Dispatched are going to expect this, but still they're not bringing that soft breach. They are instead just going with the same lineup as last time. It worked for them, and they're going to give it another go this time and see if they can make it work. Now, what kind of setup will we get down here? So far it's looking fairly standard. We've got the reinforcements on the main wall. We've got, interestingly, a foot level hole here to the left of this reinforcement on prep. Interesting setup. Standard reinforcement right there on small bakery. No barricade on the door, no rotate next to it, so that's just going to be able to protect anyone who decides to play behind the counter. We've got one player from Dispatch spawning over on the river docks with all of the others coming over from Christmas Market and the parking area. Foz looking underneath the doorway, seeing if he can get a pick onto a head through the barricade there. And it looks like he could get very lucky here onto the smoke if smoke moves. Oh, has he seen the head? He hasn't seen the head. He still hasn't spotted it. We've seen... Oh, he keeps poking up. There he is. He sees it now. He just needs to... Oh, but he can't control the recoil on it. Haya is droning out Bakery. There's a Vexy pre-fires through the garage doorway through a little punch hole, but Zyko is all over that, and he does get that frag, putting Alpenfestung up 5 players to 4 right now, with Turkin looking through a nice little Valkyrie cam there, playing on the red stairs as he makes his way back up. Let's see if he's going to find anyone trying to get a flank on him. He has got crazily high sensitivity. It looks like there's a player coming down the red stairs that is actually one of his own teammates. That's absolutely fine. He's not going to be worried about that. C4 is going to go off. That's going to open up some holes down below for him to look through. And he almost sees the legs of the player there in the breach. And he opens fire and does a whole load of damage to Haya, but he isn't going to manage to pick off that kill as Haya and Ace are working on this main wall. Feet are spotted by Haya playing on Hibana, but doesn't manage to do the damage as Wall-E takes a whole load of gunshots before that frag grenade can really hit its mark, as Waller then does manage to get that kill onto Schecter. And 4 versus 4 now with 1.5 minutes left to go. Waller just going to push his way in. He knows exactly where that player is laid down, and he's going to pre-fire as he moves around, and he does get that pick. Blanco is in and starting to plant as Zyko falls, leaving Turkin and Huggin all on their own upstairs to try a retake in a 2 versus 4. Yet again, Alpenfestung have been caught with their pants down, completely off site, and have a lot of work to do to try and get back to win the round. Now, the player has been spotted in small bakery, but Turkan is not able to do the damage he needs. Oh, Huggin almost manages to do the job, but Foz and Haya managed to hit all of their shots there. And they take that round, and that's 2 rounds in a row with a plant down going to Dispatched. Hey, Cayman, how you doing? All right, so Bar and Cocktail has just become unlocked for Alpenfestung, and they are going to go back up there. It's the one site they've played that they've managed to win. I like the fact that they lose a site, they try somewhere else. They don't try the same thing twice. They want to keep the opponents guessing at what's going on. If you're looking at the top of your screen and wondering what the 6 and the 9 mean, if you haven't been here so far this week, thank you very much for the follow, Dexy, much appreciated. If you haven't been here for the streams for the rest of the week and you're wondering what the 6 and the 9 are above the team names, it's the current standings. That's the live standings. So tonight, Alpenfestung is number 6 in the standings. Dispatch is number 9. This is the first time they've played. So after this game, one of these 2 teams is going to go up in the standings and the other one isn't. But who's it going to be? That is the question. Now, we are running the system here of 3 points for a win, 0 for a loss, unless it happens in overtime, in which case for a win you're going to pick up 2 points, and for a loss you're going to pick up just the 1. You can tell here that our German team play in other leagues that have slightly different uniform rules, I feel. They are all running default skins, I think. I don't think any of them are actually running any other uniform than a default, which is good to see. It's good to see. Should be no protest coming out from against these guys for this, for uniforms, so we love to see it. Turkin going to be holding on here in the washrooms, waiting for someone to rappel up to that window. It's probably going to happen at some point. Haya looked like he was going to go for it, but he's thought more of it. Waller is going to go up for the south piano window as Valkyrie knows someone's there. Pre-fires from the window go out. C4 is going to drop, and Valkyrie's going to get back to safety here behind. Oh no, but Waller knew that Mad King was there, and he manages to shoot him through the wall, through that half wall, and take him out of play as Huggin falls as well. 3 versus 5, and things are not looking hugely good for Alpenfestung right now. They had a great first round, but since then they've sort of fallen off a little bit. They're falling apart. They need to do a fair bit of work. Now, I think Zet called it in the match predictions that they are more of an attacking team. There's Waller just getting a quick 3K. And putting another one on the board there for Dispatched as they take a 3-1 lead at the end of round number 4. Let's take a look at some stats for this map from last season. Bar and Cocktail is going to be the next site to get played. Alpenfestung are now going to try the same site twice. Bar and Cocktail has a 57% attacking win ratio from last season. Remembering this map was played 18 times. So 57% attacking favored for Bar and Cocktail. So no big surprise to see it won that time round by Dispatched, because that's just how the stats go. That's just how the stats go. Now that we get to the point where it's the third time being played, it's a little bit more open as to who should take the win. With a 57% win rate, I kind of would put it on the attack. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how it's going to work out. Now. Oh, I forgot to run the replays. Such a noob. I've been having the replays and then forgetting to run them. We had some issues with them last night, but tonight I think they're working, but you have to remember to run them to actually get some benefit from that. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so we are going to get pretty much the same setup that we've had before coming out from Alpenfestung. My god, the name is a bit of a one to say when you're in a pinch or trying to get it out of the way. Alpenfestung doing the same setup that they've done the previous times. They're not really going to mix things up too much, other than Mad King managing to pick up a Thunderbird Kona boost, as Zyko is going to head his way back to site after putting his barbed wire down. Mad King holding downstairs in VIP, waiting for someone to push in. Schecter making all the rotates. Turkin holding behind the bar. This is the shield I talked about earlier in round number 1. And then Huggin is going to be watching cams from the safety of somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where. As Hibana is now going to start doing some work. Jaeger up there on that window, trying to take out a player that's there. That is going to be Foz. As Avexi from another window manages to get the kill. So great teamwork there coming out from Dispatch as they are pinching these players on piano and making short work of them. I think Alpenfestung need to just forget leaving a player in that room, because it just isn't working for them. Schecter's going to claim the life of one as stun grenades are going to go out from the hands of Foz. Wally rappelling up to join his teammates on these windows. Just a little bit worried about the door downstairs as Blanco does now have control of piano, but he's going to back out and start to drone from the safety of the top of that staircase with that claymore covering him. Blanco starts to move around as Wally has control of piano now. Stun grenade, frag grenades rather, going in to take down that shield behind the bar. No more protection in there, but Smoke is still sitting here firmly. Sorry, Goya is still sitting here firmly in the washrooms, waiting for someone to come around. Avexi falls at the hands of Mad King, putting us in a 4 versus 3. But Maverick is going to come around and take down Turkin. Turkin took his eyes off of the right place there, and Wally came off better. Wally does a load of damage to Mad King, who is going to fall back as his teammate pushes forward. Schecter claims the life of Blanco, putting us in a 3 versus 2. Players still at the top of white stairs, but pre-fires come out from Mad King, but Foz comes off better. 2 versus 2 now, as Sight is in the sights of Dispatch, but they do not have a diffuser. Waller on half health. Foz just a little bit above. Waller does claim the life of 1, leaving Schecter in a 1 versus 2. He's going to down Waller and finish off that kill. That's the triple kill for Schecter, but he doesn't know exactly where Foz is, and Foz very cleverly jumps up onto the bar, manages to get that pick based on the pings that came out from his dead teammate. He manages to get the kill. All right, kitchen service and kitchen cooking is going to be the last site to get played on defense by Alpenfestung. Let's see what they can make happen here. Okay, back down to kitchen we go. Let's see what kind of setup we are going to get. I want to see where these electro claws and stuff go. ADSs and barbed wire. Like to see where they're going to go. See where the signal jammers go. We've got a player upstairs. That's the signal jammers being put down. Upstairs, it looks like. So it looks like we're going to get a roam on the second floor with signal jammers being used to deny intel. Schecter just running around on site, making the rotates. Leisure Mine there in the front door, waiting to find someone that walks on through. Zyko just doing a last bit of setup here in Bakery, making sure things are clear, and he's going to watch here underneath the barricade to see what's coming that way, as Turkin is going to be roaming around here on the second floor. Okay, now, Wally and Blanco making their way up to the Bakery door, stun grenades going in. Air jab goes out under the cover of that stun grenade sound, and Haya is starting to push his way through to VIP. Avexion drones are going to spot Kaid. Haya should be making a play here based on that intel, but he is just going to be a little bit too slow, not going to manage to get the pick as Foz is trying to pinch from the other side. Kaid up close to that wall is going to do some damage to Haya as he does then back out, and Haya just raining fire down onto Kaid with that LMG, but Huggin on the red stairs is going to get a pick as Hayat goes for that reload. Turkin on white stairs. Huggin is going to get stunned. He's going to try to back out, and that air jab is going to force him back as Zyko falls at the hands of a Vexi, leaving us in the 4 versus 4 with 2 minutes left to go still on the clock. Mad King holding here in coat check, waiting for someone to show their face. We've got a player just outside, and the crouch walking Ash is going to come on in, and Mad King is going to take him down 4 versus 3. Air jab goes off. That's the defender getting knocked on their butts. The Schecter's holding on site. Turkin making his way up to pillars to get to the rotate and make his way down the red staircase to join his teammate Huggin, with Mad King down there as well. Now, this is a problem we've seen before where we don't really have enough players on site, possibly. We've only got one, and that is Schecter with the SMG-11, waiting for the attackers to push their way in. Blanco looking for that long angle into the freezer through the Maverick holes as Wally is waiting for someone to come into prep. Blanco getting ready to move his way in, but I don't think he realizes that there is a smoke right there, holding up close with the SMG-11. Shex is going to be a little bit cautious as he hears the Maverick opening up holes, and we have a standoff here as the attackers are stalling out somewhat. Not quite sure what they're going to do. Wally is going to take some damage and get downed. We've got the player up above as Blanco pushes his way into follow, but Shex is going to take him down, leaving Foz all on his own in a 1 versus 4. Now, are we going to see a 1 versus 4 clutch here and Foz just do a spin around down a teabag after winning a 1 versus 4? I think we probably would if we get a 1 versus 4. But let's see what he's going to pull out the bag. Let's see if he can manage it. Now, there isn't much he can do. We've got players here all around the place. He's not even going to be able to take down one. As the player sat there with the SMG-11, just pre-fires it, manages to get that kill. Nicely done to Alpenfestung as they managed to bring back another round at last, making it a 4-2 split at the end of the first half. Now, ideally, they want to be going into the second half with a 3-3, but it's a 4-2 in favor of Dispatch, which isn't a scoreline that most people thought was unlikely here tonight at this point. Hey, first time chat from Test Dan. Thank you very much, Test Dan. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. And Sal Laloon and Alpen Trauma. Thank you very much for the follows to you as well. Apologies for missing it earlier. All it is going to 6-pick off of the Valkyrie and bring the Wamai out to play, along with Jaeger, doubling down on the ability to catch loads of stuff out of midair. Now with Nomad, Sledge, Ash, an Ace on the board, it makes perfect sense to double down on that utility that can just snatch stuff out of thin air, and that's exactly what Dispatch are doing right now as they go to the top floor for round number 1 of their defending half. Let's see what they can manage to do here. It's not a surprise to see them go here. Turkin has been playing Jaeger most of the game. No surprise to see him switch onto Ash as he gets onto the attacking side. Our standard Ash and Jaeger main. Let's see if he is the type to just run on in, or if he is the type to just be a little bit more cautious. He is going to lose a drone straight away as he tries to parkour his way up to the top floor, leaving Alpenfestung with just 8 drones left. So not too bad on the drone economy, only losing 2 in the prep phase, but you'd expect a team playing at this level to lose a little bit less more than that. Blanco setting up here onto Pixel Spot. No shield to protect him, but he is going to be putting down the ADSs as Waller is just going to start randomly shooting through windows. Foz still setting up. And Haya just silently roaming around on the second floor. Foz continuing to open up, rotates, gunfire raining down through the window, hitting a shield but not doing any damage to any players. We've got Blanco just bouncing around inside, waiting to get a pick onto the player that's there, but he isn't going to be successful. There's nothing to see just yet. It was Blanco, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Blanco, definitely. He's backed out and gone all the way over into the washroom area. C4 goes up. That's going to take down the drone, but nothing else. Mozzie Pest has been spotted. Not sure if that's been destroyed by the C4. It very possibly has, as one magnet is going to clutch up that Selma. All right, so Turkin is going to fall as he looks the wrong way. He starts looking over to where the utility is being pulled up. And he does get dropped by Waller as he's looking the wrong way. Another magnet has been set up underneath that hatch, ready to catch more utility if it needs to. 3 versus 4. As we are now halfway into the round, blind fires from Nomad through that window. Foz is going to make his way over to the other side, and it's not realized by Zyko as he does get shot off of the window. 2 versus 3. Sledge has diffuser. It looks like Alpenfestung are not 100% sure what to do yet. Drone going around, getting all the pings onto the players. It's going to spot Thunderbird, who is going to back out after that red ping. Oh, Mad King goes for the kill, but he doesn't manage to pull it off. He manages to pull back in time. Jaeger's going to come out and join his teammate as a frag grenade is going to get pulled to try to hold those players back. Huggin does finish off the kill onto Haya, leaving us in a 2 versus 2. Mad King is in a lot of trouble, though, with such low health. He manages to pick off Blanco, but he goes down to the gas grenade that's been thrown out by Foz at the last moment. It's Huggin versus Foz. 1 gas grenade left in the pocket. Huggin has 1 shock drone left to send around the building to find the prey. But they've got a good idea where that player is. Now the shock drone can jump, it can make its way all around. Now smoke has been spotted, diffuser being picked up. Foz probably has an idea that they know where he is. Gas grenade is going to go out, that's going to do some damage to Huggin as he starts to plant. Foz waiting patiently for his time, 14 seconds to go. A push is forced by Huggin. He manages to pick up the health from the Kona. He's going to go to that rotate, he's going to come around, but is he going to be able to get the kill onto Foz? No, he's going to look a little bit too far, and Foz, being a standard rank player, is going to spin around and do all sorts of stuff, as you're prone to do when you have an ego. All right. So, another round going to Dispatched. Dispatched are looking very, very strong right now. Kitchen Service is going to be the next site to get played. Let's see if Dispatch can continue their run here. Okay.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
All right, let's look for what kind of setup we're going to get coming out from these guys. Standard reinforcements onto prep. Same holes being opened up at the bottom that Alpenfestung used. This is interesting. I've never actually seen that play before. Actually, no, I think I've seen it once. So it's interesting to see 2 teams doing it in the same game. Now let's see what kind of flank drones we're going to have Alpenfestung set up. This is the kind of thing that I was talking about earlier in the week that I want to do, is a little bit more intel on where people leave their drones. So we've got one up there looking down into sight. We've already lost 2 drones from Alpenfestung. That's going to... Oh no. Wait, it says there's 8. Oh, I guess it counts Twitch. Oh, Twitch has got 1 or whatever. Okay, fine. I don't know. Oh yes, because Twitch has only got 1, not 2, so it shouldn't be 10 that you should have at the start of the round. It should be 9, which makes sense as to why there's only 8 and 1 has been destroyed. Okay, makes sense, makes sense. Twitch getting played a lot this season. A lot. We hardly saw in the last 2 to 3 seasons, but this season, the Twitch has been coming out a lot, which is really nice to see. She's always been a good operator, but she fell out of favor for a long period of time due to the changes that were made to her over several seasons when it comes to recoil, shock drone efficiency, and all that kind of thing. But now it seems like Ubisoft have got her into a space where people actually want to bring her out in comp. So it's nice to see that happening here. Now, we've got Zyko rappelling on the terrace window. Very common for players to roam around on this staircase, but I'm not sure we're going to see it here as everybody on Dispatched is pretty much on site. All 4 players over here except for this one playing in VIP. That's going to be Foz with a shotgun, waiting for players to come down that white staircase. Pre-fires go out, but there is nothing there for him to hit, as we now have a lone Zyko pushing his way down the staircase. He's going to see the head of Foz, and he is going to down him. Foz not teabagging anymore. 5 versus 4. As Alpenfestung take the early lead in this round. T-shirt. You don't think Foz has an ego? Oh, he's left the game for some reason. I mean, the man has teabagged after every single win. That's the kind of thing that happens. All right, Avexi is going to take down Mad King, as Haya is going to drop as well. Let's see what Turkin can do as he pushes his way down the red stairs. Red pings are going to go out. DS Blanco, playing here in Bakery, is going to retreat as stuff starts to happen all around him. Waller holding down here in the freezer, as Avexi is holding on site as well, just looking up above to see what's happening on the floor upstairs. We do look like we are getting a take down the red staircase here for a possible push into Coffee. We've got Nomad starting to make a play here for that. 1 player here on the hallway, 2 coming down the red stairs. It does look definitely like a play for there, but Zyko is going to fall, leaving us in the 3 versus 3. That's at the hands of Avexi. Foz has now returned. Welcome to the stream, Redtastic. Thank you very much for the follow. Okay, Huggin left all on his own in a 1 versus 3. Oh, as Avexi claims that last life. And that's another one to Dispatched. As they go 6-2 up onto match point already. So, bar and cocktail is locked, kitchen service and cooking is locked, which means reading room and fireplace is where Dispatched are going to head now. Waller doing great work for his team. Blanco down on 0 kills at the moment. That's not where Blanco needs to be. That's not where Blanco needs to be. But to be fair, Dispatched are managing just fine without him getting any kills. Let's see if Alpenfestung will be able to put another round on the board, or if this is going to go the other way. Drones getting picked off there by Waller as he runs around all over the place, putting down his utility. Two pests in one position. That's an interesting choice. Okay, that is a common drone spot. I mean, you chuck them down from the top right as you open up the hatch and you send them in through that doorway. So to have 2 there does make good sense. Turkin and his team are going to be pushing in from the river docks, mainly with 2 other players moving in solo. Sorry, 3 other players moving in solo. I miscounted how many I saw over there on river docks as they are starting to make their way up to the building. It looks like we're going to have a few players rappelling up the east side of the building here. Avexi holding the white stairs. He's going to be backing his way up the staircase. Thank you very much for the follow. Leader Penta. What a name. Alright, so Waller holding onto the red stairs, but Zyko is going to take down DS Blanco. Blanco is going to continue his run of not getting kills as the guys from Dispatch are just moving around here on the first floor, just trying to do some damage. Schecter is already in and starting to plant as we are in a 4 versus 3. A lot of damage has been done here by the attackers and the plant is successful behind this box. We've got Nomad and 1 player on the diffuser as Waller is going to be the last player left standing in a 1 versus 3. He's got 36 seconds to find 3 kills. He does manage to find 1, but he doesn't find the second. And that's going to be a round going to Alpenfestung, a round that they very much need. But of course, let's bear in mind, Alpenfestung returning the joys of the tea bags there. Fight fire with fire. Bar and Cocktail is going to be the next site to get played. So we have seen the site played already by Dispatched. They won it. Alpenfestung didn't manage to take the win on this site. Reedy Room Fireplace has been the only site they have managed to take a win on. Let's see what they will be able to do on their second time attacking this site. When you say Dispatched are being hand-cammed, not all of them are.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
T-shirt. All right, so 3-6. One drone there. Okay, so that's... Have we already lost the Twitch drone? Yes, we have. That's an unfortunate loss. All right, so drones being set up on entry points here for Alpenfestung. And as the round commences, let's see if they'll be able to put another one on the board, or if it is going to be a 7-3 to Dispatched. Based on what we've seen so far, I think we can probably assume a 7-3 at this point. I think we can probably assume a 7-3. But let's see, let's see. Alpenfestung could pull some magic out here. Waller with a dirty little angle there onto the skylight. Very common for people to poke their face around there. It looks like we've got the same setup coming out from Dispatched as we've had before. It worked out very well for them last time. I see no reason to see it not work out well for them this time. As drones are going to get picked off by Foz, as he's going to play the same position that he was playing last time. Stun grenade's going to go out. That is going to blind Foz, but it's not going to be capitalized on by the player on the window because Foz is in a very safe position. But Avexy's not so safe as Schecter is going to take him down. Turkin holding that angle, switching off of the Ash, and this time going for Sledge, bringing out a little bit more utility when it comes to frag grenades, etc. Equally capable when it comes to soft destruction. He's making his way down. He is going to spot Waller, and he does pick him off. Looked like a cheeky little teabag there, and I'm not sure. Not sure. Teabags versus teabags right now. 5 versus 2. As a drone is going to go in there. Blanco's going to get a little bit confused. He spins all around the place trying to find it. Foz is going to get picked off by that window. But Blanco is going to get that trade. And that's the first kill for Blanco. Welcome to the scoreboard, good sir, as he gets one on there. And he's going to take the second. That's Schecter. Blanco in a 1 versus 3. He needs to ace to win this. Was that a 360? Did I look away for a little bit too long? I came back, I looked away and then I looked back again and I thought, was that a 360? I wasn't sure if it was a 360 that Blanco tried. All right, so Alpenfestung do manage to put another one on there. And it is now 4-6. Okay, Bar and Cocktail is going to get played again by Dispatch, and it makes good sense. They've had good history here. Well, they played it twice. They won it once, lost it once. No reason to go back to Kitchen just yet. They're going to go with Bar and Cocktail. They do stand a good chance of winning it. Statistics suggest that at this point, the team should be able to win it. We are going to get a 6 pick from Waller from Wamai onto Valkyrie. Getting that intel, something that is very, very useful in this game. All right, 5 versus 5. Let's see what the setup is going to be here from Dispatched. As Foz takes a cheeky little drop down to the second floor. Is he going for the early run out here, or is this just to allow him to peek out onto the windows? Now, this is a very common play that Alpenfestung are playing, is to go onto these windows, so Foz is going to wait patiently for that to see if he can capitalize on the lack of intel that are probably in the hands of Alpenfestung here. I'm not sure Alpenfestung realized that he's there, so this could be an easy kill for them, although that sounded like an air jab going onto the door up above him, so he isn't going to be able to pull off that run out. He's waiting. Nomad is out there. Pre-fires go out. They know that he's there. They do know he's there. Pre-fires go to try to get the pick, but it's not going to be successful as Foz is going to take a lick of damage as he runs away and tries to make his way back to his team and get to safety. And get to safety he does. He can get back to a corner, get his health up, and all will be right. All will be right. 5 versus 5. 2 minutes, 11 seconds left on the clock. Not sure what compliment I gave, T-shirt. I'm not sure what compliment I gave. Okay. 5 versus 5 still. 2 minutes left to go. Avexi holding here in piano. Air jab's going to go off. And Zyko is going to claim the life of Pyre, but Foz is going to get that refrag. Nicely played to Foz. Lets his teammate bait out the air jab and then follows him. It's like he said, hey, there's no air jab out there. It's just a sound glitch. Don't worry about it. Go for it. You'll be fine. Oh no, my bad. 4 versus 4. Schecter droning out. It's got the feet there of one of the players in the piano area. Waller is going to claim the life of Turkin, though, as the red pings go out. Second, Selma's going to go in to try to open up this wall. There's the Twitch. Shock drone is going to go around the site trying to find where players are. We find the smoke who's backed out to the top of white stairs, gets the red ping. And the drone is going to stay alive. Somehow that drone is not going to get picked off, but it is going to get taken out by Waller, who's playing in the... No, sorry, Vexy, as Waller does claim the life of Madman. It looks like we are going to get a 7-4 here, as things are not looking good. Reloading. For Alpenfestung, though Huggin does manage to claim the life of 1. He drops down, but Waller is there to get that frag immediately, and Foz is going to get the last one, and that is the round going to... Dispatched as they take the 7-4 victory. GG's to both teams. Well done to them.
Dispatched wins 7-4.
7-4 indeed. Dispatched take the win. Well played to everyone involved. Thank you very much. All right, let's head back. And talk a little bit